All right, guys, so what we find is that very good golfers, and even when you talk about like tour professionals, very best players in the world, they have an incredible ability to repeat low points in their swing. So now what is low point? Low point is the bottom of the arc of this swing, of this golf club throughout the golf swing, right? So it's working on a swing plane, a circle, if you will, or an arc, and the lowest point of that arc is low point. So a good golfer with a 7-iron would have the ball relatively kind of middle of their stance, or even a little bit forward of middle, and their low point would actually be right at their lead foot. So somebody with decent speed, decent control of low point, their low point's actually going to be about 4 or 5 inches in front of the golf ball. And the very best players in the world repeat that low point within plus or minus a ½ inch throughout their swing. So what I find is with students that I teach that struggle with contact, with face control, all this stuff, have a difficulty repeating that low point. Now their low point may be farther back based on swing speed and swing plane and path and all this stuff. I may have a player that has low point only about 2 inches in front of the golf ball, but they may repeat that low point within a ½ inch every time. And usually those players with low point farther back will tend to be draw bias players. They'll have a shallower angle of attack, and they'll actually be able to play pretty good golf. Even though you look at like a Justin Thomas or a Dustin Johnson, their low point will be 5 to 6 inches in front of the golf ball. There'll be more fade bias players hitting more down on the golf ball. Their swing direction is more left and all that stuff. So irregardless, whether you've got a low point that's farther up or farther back, your ability to repeat that low point is critical, especially when you're learning to play golf. Okay, so that's kind of like the secret. If you go to a tour event, you're not going to see these guys on the range hitting the ball very thin or very chunky or any of this stuff. They're going to repeat low point very well, especially with their mid irons, something that's harder for a higher handicapper to do. Okay, so one of my favorite drills in regards to low point is real simple, especially if you're learning to play golf, is I want you to take a nickel or a quarter and you're going to place it on the mat, and you're actually going to put the golf ball on top of that coin. Okay, so what you're trying to do here is you're actually trying to hit the coin, not the golf ball. So what that allows you to do is have a fairly shallow angle of attack and get the golf ball in the sweet spot. And actually to hit that quarter and get it off the mat, you've got to have low point in front of the golf ball. So when you do it right, it should look something like this. Okay. So the coin actually disappeared there and went downrange. So try that drill. Give it a go, and remember, especially if you're learning to play golf, just starting off, start with low point and you'll hit the ball better.